Good day. Here we are at the Center Street Church Central Campus Auditorium, and I would like to do a little quick video on timpani tuning. This is a topic that a lot of people would like to see covered. So we're going to start with a few different fundamentals, and then we'll work to more advanced as we go over the course of the video. So if you don't mind, you get your stuff up there. I'm just going to mention that this video is time indexed underneath the video. You can check out where everything is, so you can skip ahead to whatever part you want to check out after you've watched the whole thing, which of course you will do because you're such a diligent little student. But if you're not, and you know I'm insulting your intelligence by teaching something easy, then you can jump ahead to whatever it is you want to learn. So first of all, I just want to mention that it is actually important to approach your target note from lower on the way up. The reason why is because if I bring the drum all the way down as low as it goes and then bring it up, I know that the pedal mechanism is pulling the rim down evenly all the way around. So I'm going to have maximize my potential for equal tension all the way around. Whereas if I go down from the top, now these new Adams drums are really nice, but on older drums you'll notice that as I go down, you'll hear this creaking sound from around because each lug is letting go a little bit of the head, which means that you will not have equal tension all the way around. So if you do have time and you can go all the way down to the bottom of the drum's range and then come up to where you go, you're going to get a better result. Next thing I'm going to go over are the three methods of checking your pitch so that you can tell where your pitch is. The three methods are striking, flicking, and singing. So we're going to start with striking, which is, let's say, now normally I use a tuning fork for this, but so that we can hear it, I'm going to use a glockenspiel. Say I want to tune an A. So I'm going to go down to the bottom of my range and strike. And now I've got my A. I'm playing in a good playing zone. I'm not playing out here. I'm not playing in the center. I'm playing about a third of the way from the edge into the center so that I get a nice tone. And striking is way number one of checking my pitches. Way number two is flicking. And flicking is not this. It's not an actual flick. That sound is obviously really, really terrible. Another thing that is not is tapping the drum like this. That makes too much sound, and it also creates too much contact noise, which will give you too many overtones and not enough fundamental. So the tapping with the pad of your finger is also not a good idea. The best way to do it is to place your finger against the drum and flick out like that. You get a very quiet sound, but that's good because you're probably going to have your head right down by the instrument so that nobody can tell what you're doing. So once again, put my drum down to the bottom. This time I'll tune an A flat. And I've got my A flat and nobody in the audience was able to hear. The third method, which is kind of an interesting one, is the singing method, which is that if I actually put the pedal all the way down to the bottom and then sing the note that I want to tune into the drum will resonate sympathetically and sing back to me. So if I want to tune a C, I'm going to sing the C, La, as I tune, and you'll be able to actually hear La. That the drum is singing back to me when it's in tune. It works better if your voice is low enough that you can sing in the same octave as the drum. So for example, if I try tuning an A sharp instead, and I sing up the octave, La, La. It still kind of works, it just doesn't work quite as well as La. That works quite a bit better. So, those are the three different methods of checking your pitch. Now, it's important to consider the fact that when you're tuning in between movements, well, during a movement, or in between movements, or even in between a piece on stage, it's nice to be discreet and to try to be as quiet as possible. So obviously, when it's during a piece or between a movement, you don't want to be in the back going. Doing that, because everybody in the audience is going to be able to tell what you're doing. And it's also not super professional and dignified to be going, because the audience is going to be able to hear that as well. So the flicking method is the best. It's nice to be able to just sort of get your pitch lightly from a glockenspiel or from a tuning fork, hear your pitch, and then tune as quickly and as quietly as possible, so that now you've got your A natural. And the last thing we're going to talk about is being able to actually hear pitches other than your reference pitch in order to be able to tune multiple drums off of one pitch. This is something that ear training is a requirement in order to be able to do, and you can use the Kodai method to study this. There are lots of great videos out there on that, so I'm not going to go into it too much, but as one example, you can get used to singing up the major scale. So let's say that I have a A, and based off of that A, I want to be able to tune an A and a D. So I'm going to sing the first 4 notes of the A major scale, A, B, C sharp, D, A, D, so that I know what they sound like without having to also play a D on my reference instrument. So I've got my A, and I can go. And I've got, double check that. Additionally, to be able to do, it's nice to be able to do more pitches than just 2, and it's nice to be able to do more complicated things than a perfect interval. So as one example, I'm going to play an A. Based on that, I'm going to do an F sharp, an A, a D, and an F sharp. So what I'm going to have to do in order to get that is I'm going to have to convert from my A down to an F sharp, and I'm going to sing an A major scale based on the F sharp all the way up to the next F sharp. So F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp. So my 4 pitches are F sharp, A, D, F sharp. And now I'm going to tune here. I'll use a mallet this time so you can hear it clearly. Double check, play my 4 pitches, and as it turns out, I've got my 4 pitches tuned on the timpani, and there we are. So that's a little bit about tuning on the timpani. Thank you very much for watching. Check out the time indexes underneath, and more videos for more timpani, more percussion. Have a great day.